That's right, folks. We are back. Welcome back to Fanatics and the Fan. How are you guys? It has been a very long time. Look at my crew. Look at my amazingly looking crew. How are you guys doing?
Dandy and Candy Hawk.
It has been a minute since we've got together and conversed, and I know that you guys have all been missing this, but I think we're getting close enough to go back to normal. So I want to thank my cast and crew for bearing with me. Each show can get better from here. And we got a lot to cover, so I'm just going to get right back into it. As you see from Loot, let's actually what's everybody been up to and excited about? And I'm going to start with the lady who's always brings it. What's happening, Loot? What's going on with Loot?
What's going on with Loot? So the channel, Mental Health and Makeup, has actually been around for 2 years, and this is the 2-year month. Like, we're just doing a bunch of Halloween costs or a Halloween face paint, playing with some new looks like Venom, and then besides that, there are a couple of amazing projects we've got going on. I know we're going to touch on Geekmas, and I'm really excited about a lot of that. But otherwise, it's just been pretty calm, as much as it can be in my tiny world.
Speaking of, and Zach, correct me if I'm wrong, but Venom is tracking well as far as a sequel and an opener. I mean, it knocked Shang-Chi off of #1, didn't it?
I don't know if it knocked Shang-Chi off, but I do know it's doing very well. I think it surprised a lot of people, both its sequel and just the first one. I know I, for one, was very surprised at how well I loved the first one, so I'm really excited to check out the second one.
And who doesn't love Woody Harrelson? I mean,
100%.
Come on.
I'm just glad the man's still acting.
I mean,
he's getting up there.
I've not seen a thing that he's done that I didn't like in a very long time. And that says a lot. I mean, to me, he crushed in Hunger Games. He crushed in, what was the zombie movie he did?
Zombieland, 1 and 2.
He crushed in both of those. And so.
Anything he's in, anything he touches.
Right.
I'm convinced the man never ages.
There's that.
Not wrong.
You're not wrong. So what else are we up to? Because we got a lot of gamers in the house. We got some animated folks. What are we up to?
A Halo Infinite beta. I will just say I'm extremely excited for December 8th for the Halo Infinite to actually be released.
We're going to talk about that a little bit later. So yeah, I mean, gamers always love Christmas. So, I mean.
No, our wallets don't like Christmas though. We like it, but our wallets hate us. So.
And there's our resident gamer from up north. Andre, how are you, sir?
I am hanging in there.
It's been a rough year for everybody, I know.
Yeah. Just moved further south. I don't know where I'm at. I don't know this place is. We're in Mexico, Missouri now. So
okay, yeah, you're south.
But yeah, doing pretty good. Just adjusting. Trying to figure out where I'm going to put my space, my office, and all that stuff. So, but that's why the background's blurred, because this is the perfect location for Halloween, because this basement is full of spider webs and it's kind of gloomy and dark. So yeah, this is the perfect. But no, man, we're doing good. The site's doing great. Podcast is picking up. Got another couple of new projects coming out. We got some interviews to get ready to post in a few weeks. So, we're doing it, doing our thing. Just got back from Mo Game Con, and that was dope. It's pretty good. We're doing pretty good. Got a lot of projects coming, little surprises and stuff like that. So
always awesome.
Trying to stay busy.
Zachary.
Yes, sir.
Always with something going on.
Always got fun.
What you been up to?
I was about to say, I'm a man who likes to stay busy. Everything's going pretty well. Vision Con stuff's going well. We're coming back stronger than ever. My personal life going pretty good. Like you had mentioned earlier, got a lot of video game talk that we're going to do today. But yeah, I'm excited to be back, Hawk. I truly am.
So here we go. So with all the greatness that's going to happen this last 3 months, first thing I want to get into, because we watched some great trailers. And first of all, you guys know I love trailers, and trailers are always great, and they're really easy to make them great. But I want some actual, you guys put it out there. Tom Holland obviously is a great Spider-Man, and we've just seen this trailer. I'm not sure this is going to be his last one, but there's a lot happening in that trailer. There's a lot to go on. I'm just going to turn it over to you guys. Let's talk about Spider-Man and No Way Home.
Well, I seem to recall that Tom Holland said somewhere, and I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but I mean, he's going to play Spider-Man until he's dead in the ground.
As long as they'll let him, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think he's like overall the best one. Now, I have very popularly said that Andrew Garfield, while I love him as an actor, he's far too hot to be Peter Parker. And what I think about Spider-Man in general is that anybody can play Spider-Man. Hell, I could play Spider-Man. It's Peter Parker you have to nail. And Tobey Maguire, I think, did a fine job. Andrew Garfield, I think, was way too hot and a bit suave, cocky, whatever you want to say, especially in the second one. And I think Tom Holland has the perfect ratio. I mean, he's in no way not objectively attractive, but I think it's much more in line with high school Peter Parker. And
are you talking about the future Nathan Drake here? Are you serious? I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding.
He would not have been
I'm messing with you.
He would not have been my call for Nathan Drake, but then again, they didn't ask me.
The thing about being popular is sometimes they just give you everything. That's why Zendaya is in 2 of the 3 trailers we're going to talk about today. You know,
valid.
But
I'm very excited to see what he's got.
I'm not thrilled with the romance and how quickly they just shoved that together.
Yeah,
that was a little lame writing in my opinion. Anybody else want to talk about Spider-Man?
I'm excited for it. I'm kind of trying to figure out. So I didn't really talk to you that much, Peter, but you helped me save the world. So now I'm gonna take care of you.
You can alter the space-time continuum.
I'm gonna change the entire existence because you were a cool kid. Not feeling that, but you know,
we're suddenly bros.
It's a comic book. What do I know? I mean, it's a comic book. So,
the filmmaker in me hopes like hell that scene plays out longer and better. The story writer in me knows exactly what they did, and we won't find out for 6 years.
I mean, did you did you watch any of those little like? And I hate those things. Those
I don't watch them, but I'm one of those people.
Those trailer breakdowns where they go frame by frame and there's the lizard and there's this, and I'm just like, you got too much time on your hands. I saw it like 3 times. I was like, all right, it's gonna be cool, and that was it. I just kept it moving. It looks good. I mean, I just want to see what happens.
You know, I've said 1,000 times, great casting will save anything. And when they cast Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, they saved all of the potential of what Marvel was going to be. Because if they had miscast that, we wouldn't even be here right now.
God couldn't have cast that better.
Right.
Literally, and they have so much improv and all, like in the majority of the movies, like it seems like it's so like legit and it was written in the script. Like Robert Downey Jr. is amazing with improv. Like he picks it up so quick.
So when they got around the time, of course, great casting, and so that's going forward is going to be great. Now let's talk about interesting casting. There's another one coming out this year before the end of the year, and I'm actually going to play it.
5 years ago, Thanos erased half of the population of the universe. But the people of this planet brought everyone back with a snap of a finger. The sudden return of the population provided the necessary energy for the emergence to begin.
How long do we have?
7 days.
We're Eternals. We came here 7,000 years ago to protect humans from the deviants.
Why didn't you guys help fight Thanos? Or any war, or all the other terrible things throughout history?
We were instructed not to interfere in any human conflicts unless deviants are involved.
By who? need to find the others.
I haven't seen some of them for centuries.
Hi.
Hello.
This is what the end of the world looks like. At least we have front row seats.
You know what's never saved the planet? Your sarcasm.
We have loved these people since the day we arrived. When you love something, you protect it.
You can't protect any of them.
I bet you've built the perfect safe house. Well, what's this even made of? Vibranium? Fall collection. IKEA.
So my first question, and I asked this question based strictly and solely on my own personal opinions. I could have cared less. When they announced Eternals, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Zach, they announced Eternals like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And I could have cared less. Could have cared less. And a lot of people were right there with me. So let me ask you guys this now. Do you care now that you've seen that trailer?
I mean, I'm excited because Kumail Nanjiani's in it. I'll watch anything Kumail's in. But I think it's going to be fine. I don't anticipate it's going to be like we had talked about previously. I don't see it being another Guardians of the Galaxy, even though that's clearly what they're trying to make it be. I'm kind of, in hindsight, surprised it took us this long to have Angelina Jolie be in the Marvel Universe. Looking back, I kind of thought that might happen much sooner, but I don't think it's going to be as successful as they're hoping it's going to be. I think it's going to be a fine movie, but I think after everything's said and done, it's probably going to be in the $10 bin at Walmart.
Wow.
Oh,
Escalated so quickly.
That's a lot. That else, whew, man.
Anybody else? Weigh in.
Well, if you read the books, it's an awesome story. The story of the Eternals is crazy. It's so far past the Avengers that you're like, why did this come out sooner? But you had the name recognition. If Marvel was smart, they would start pumping the graphic novels and the comics again to get people familiar, like they did with Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know. It might be a sleeper. It looks like it's going to be a sleeper to me. I mean, because they're looking at stuff with a fine-tooth comb, because I think even the original people who were like, oh God, the guy, Kevin's kind of like, okay, now this is phase 4. So we got to make this count.
Yeah.
Because we kind of put all our eggs in one basket with Avengers. So we did all that. So we got to bring this next phase, and we got to start bringing out some heavy hitters. So maybe Galactus will be it. I don't know. Maybe.
So is that who that red person is supposed to be?
That's Galactus.
Yeah. Okay.
That's actually not Galactus.
It's not.
Oh, is that Galactus?
That's the universe.
Okay. Oh, okay. My bad. Okay.
Yeah,
because I thought Galactus was like giant purple.
No, I thought they were putting their liberties on it. And I was like, okay.
They're not. We're never going to see Galactus, I don't think. And I'm okay with that. Galactus was always, to me, Galactus was one step too far in an earthbound writing.
I got you.
You know what I mean? Like, come on. I'm a comic book reader, but still, you're not gonna make fun of me and my intelligence. Ladies, visually and stuff, Eternals was beautiful. What did you think?
Yeah, it looks gorgeous. I'm kind of excited to see that. I honestly, so when I saw the one guy, I'm horrible with names, but all I could think of was Harold and Kumar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am really excited to see it.
I don't know where I stand on another ensemble piece as a middle part of a story. That was a little weird. So that's got me excited how they're going to deal with that, because that cast is huge.
Yeah, it's a huge. Yeah,
that's a lot of people.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, and with everything that they've already told, like story wise, I'm really hoping that there's a lot of cool technicalities that we get to see in this video or in this film.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Here's where I'm concerned at, because you've got, and I know we have to, I'm fairly certain we got Tyler's in. We got to tie in WandaVision. We got to tie in Falcon and Winter Soldier. Sorry, Captain America and Winter Soldier. We got to tie in What If. We got to tie in Black Widow.
Yeah.
So add all of that to everything that's getting ready to come out. That's a lot to tie in. That's the
problem when they started doing. Well, I mean, DC's about to do it too, but when they started expanding the Marvel universe, I mean, even when they started, this is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I was like, did they not see anything? Did they not see the big poster that they made? I said, there's hundreds of characters. How are you going to do this?
I don't know how they're going to tie WandaVision. That into where they're going with the Eternals. I know that as a whole, it shouldn't be bad, but if you add in the multiverse,
right?
And then I'm scared that they're going to use, and here's a spoiler alert right here, guys. Here's your spoiler alert. So for those of you that haven't seen this last week's What If, this is where you want to fast forward. Last week's What If was a game changer as far as the Marvel universe.
But it has your earmuffs on.
Yeah, I got mine. You can't spoil nothing for me. I haven't seen it yet. You can't spoil anything for me.
It's a game changer, and you guys know those of you that have seen it know it's a game changer, because it was a stretch. Not all the what ifs, not all the what ifs are a stretch.
Right.
It was a stretch. It was a good episode. It was a stretch, and it was really cool to see the Watcher in that form. But if I'm doing all of that, I'm going to bring some of that into this, and I have a strange feeling this week's What If ties into Spider-Man in the multiverse. What's Doctor Strange's title, Zach? Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness or something like that?
Something like that. I know Wanda's supposed to be in it.
Which, honestly, the end of her series to me was
Multiverse of Madness,
best things that they could have ever done. The costume was on point. The story writing was on point. The fact that she's actually a witch now made me so happy. Now I can use that word again when I'm talking about ex-girlfriends.
I don't know in that context, but
but you see what I'm saying? There's at this point, and this is a question for everybody. If you look at all of that, and let's say they go forward and they actually pull off this entire next stage, isn't this a little bit of showing off at this point with all they're trying to pull off?
A little bit, but I mean, they're going to milk this cash cow for all it's worth. And I don't blame them. I do the same exact thing.
I just don't want them to, I don't know. I mean, for the people who are not geeks that I know, they're already going, okay, can we have like 2 years of no superhero movies, please? And I'm like, okay, good. Yeah, just don't go to the theater. Don't go to the theater. Don't watch YouTube. Don't watch any trailers for anything for the next 3 years, and you'll be good. Other than that, you're screwed, because DC's doing the multiverse thing too. So, and you know how crazy that multiverse is. So,
right.
I mean,
Andre brings up a great point that I made right after Endgame. I said, let's not do anything for at least a year. And of course, Far From Home came out less than a month later.
Right. And I'm sitting here like, really but you're going to have every streaming service available to keep up with all this stuff.
Yeah. So here's actually, and I have a question for the panel. Would you be happy with the end result if they took a 1 to 2 year break? We'll start with Keisha. She's right underneath you.
No.
You couldn't handle it?
No, I need a fix. I need an update on, like the multiverse. I need an update on. I'm that person. Like, I know you guys are like you big in the comics. I'm more into the movies and the TV shows. And so if I don't have an update, I'm like, what am I gonna do? And so I prefer every year, or even more so, they do that.
Zach, who's our biggest movie person now?
I'm actually somewhat with her on that one. I think it would be a bad play because you've gotten everybody hooked on these. And then to just suddenly care about artistic integrity again and just rip the blanket or the tarp from under us, I feel like that would be a bad business play and just a bad PR move as well. It's not something that they couldn't survive, but I think it would be in their best interest to keep going.
Did Zach just say that Disney and Marvel Studios were like a crack dealer? Is that what
those weren't my exact words.
That was my takeaway.
Wait, who's not saying that? What are you? That was the hook from the get-go. I mean,
Luke.
So, for those of us who are terrible nerds like myself, I could use that time to catch the hell up. I am so far behind in the Marvel universe that, that would be a good buffer of time to get through all of the movies and all of the episodes and, really, get to experience it. Because I'm one of those people, I know I was doing earmuffs earlier, but, I want to authentically experience something. I don't want to see the trailers. I don't want to see or hear about the spoilers. I want to just fully experience it myself. And so I'm 5 movies in for the Marvel series. It's bad because I don't want to jump ahead. And so I could use the gap to catch up.
It's just the way I feel about it. We all could use the break. Dre.
Well, I'm also a comic book reader too, so it's kind of hard to do that because if you're not watching the movies and you're watching the TV shows and you're not watching the videos that people are posting or the companies are posting about, ooh, take a look at this behind the scenes of da 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 da, and then you got the comics, and the comics are, that's what, if you get into a lot of it, the meat of it, that's 20 books a month. So, and that's just Marvel.
Speaking of getting into the meat of it, let's move on to our next trailer that I want to talk to you guys about. I don't even know how to get into this because I know at least this half opinion of it, and I don't really care.
So you can single me out.
What is it? What is? Now so I want to see what it is.
Let's get into the trailer, and then we'll get into the discussion because there's a lot. I think this is. I loved everything about the books. I know that the first movie was a terrible idea for when it was made. They shouldn't have made it personally, but I get it. But let's just look at the trailer and see where we stand, okay? So we'll just look at the trailer, see where we stand, and I'll let you guys form your own opinion.
My planet Arrakis is so beautiful when the sun is low. Rolling over the sands, you can see spice in the air. The outsiders ravage our lands in front of our eyes. Their cruelty to my people is all I've known. What's to become of our world? Paul.
A boy.
Hey, Duncan, can I trust you with something?
Yes, always. You know that.
I've been having dreams about a girl on Arrakis. I don't know what it means.
Dreams make good stories. But everything important happens when we're awake. Hey, you. Put on some muscle?
I did?
No.
We are House Atreides. There is no call we do not answer. There is no faith that we betray.
Smile
Gurney.
I am smiling.
The Emperor asks us to bring peace to Arrakis. House Atreides accepts.
I know you. There's something awakening in my mind.
You need to face your fears.
Come with me.
You need to be ready. You've never met Harkonnens before. They're not human, they're brutal.
The Duke's son sees too much.
This is my Dune. Kill them all. God in heaven.
Get everything with guns off the ground! Go!
This is an extermination. They're picking my family off one by one.
Let's fight like demons.
Dad, what if I'm not the future of House Atreides?
A great man doesn't seek to lead. He's called to it. But if your answer is no, you'll still be the only thing I ever needed you to be. My son. If anything happens, will you protect Paul?
With my life.
Only together can we stand a chance.
It's time.
Is it me or are trailers getting longer? Because it seemed like that was a very long trailer.
Very long, very long.
Very long.
So I have no Dune experience whatsoever. And that looks really fun and exciting to me. I like the idea of the stories line.
Because you got Batista in there.
Say that again?
You got Batista in there.
Well, I personally couldn't care less, but I am at least I'm able to know that there are a lot of Dune fans, and this looks good for them. More power to you. I will point out that I have a sneaking suspicion that the director, creator, whatever, doesn't believe in it wholeheartedly either. That is why they're putting so many A-listers in this movie. We've got Batista, Zendaya, Jason Momoa, Oscar Isaac. I mean, the list goes on. So that usually, if you're trying to stack the deck that much, in my eyes, that kind of means you also don't have a lot of faith in it, or at least acknowledge the fact that there is a chance that this will fail, because I mean, I know very little people my age, who is a large movie-going demographic, who have read Dune.
Let me ask you this, Zach, and this is where you took me where I was getting ready to go.
Okay.
Because I know the struggles that all of the Dune movies have gone through, as well as some other movies like Harry Potter and the Maze Runner and a few others. Is there an actual line of thought that maybe you shouldn't turn this book into a movie?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think certain book series fit well as a movie. Harry Potter was certainly one of them, but Lord of the Rings as well. But I think that there are certain ones that just don't. I mean, Mortal Engines, the Percy Jackson ones I think might have worked if they had done it a little better, but I could be wrong, because the two that I saw, and AKA the only two that were ever created, were not that great. I think certain ones just don't really fit well as a film medium, and I fear, now granted I've never read Dune, so I don't know this as fact, but as my aforementioned things that I just said, I think this might be one of those.
Anyone else? Weigh in, please. Because
I was a fan of the original movie, way back when whatever. I didn't get to see the sequel or whatever.
So it was a remake?
The remake. I didn't see the remake.
It was on the Sci-Fi Channel, and it was they turned it into a miniseries. to try to correct their initial problems.
Yeah, I didn't get to see that. Now I have friends who have seen this one, and they are like, yeah, they see where they were going with it. It's a fun popcorn movie. But as far as the Dune lore, they kind of stray away from it a little bit. Which I was kind of like, oh, damn.
Which leads me to, like I said, that leads me back to my original question. Should they just not have made?
Well, Hollywood's running out of ideas. Hollywood's running out of ideas.
I know the books. Maybe they shouldn't have made this. Because it can't be done.
Basically, every movie that's made over $10, they're trying to remake. So I'm sorry.
I feel you.
I hate it. They're remaking all the wrong movies with I don't know what they're doing.
Wait, not Trevor's remake.
I think that maybe so, like, if you look at the first one, which was way long for a movie, and there was so much story to tell to get you to understand the back half of the movie. Maybe
you had to watch the movie you had to watch the original movie 3 times to even pick up half the stuff that's in the movie.
Maybe you shouldn't have done it. If you look real close at Hunger Games, they divided. I feel like they divided it properly. Right. They did a good job. But not everybody is Hunger Games.
No.
You know, what was the movie? Is it Aragon?
Yeah.
Aragon. You know, first of all, they made that movie too early. I mean, if they'd waited another 2 years,
oh, they did so terrible on that.
They could have pulled off the entire series. But everything has a place and a timing, and they blew it on everything with a lot of different movies. And not for nothing, I wouldn't have picked David Lynch in the first place. Yeah, I said it. Deal with it, Curtis. I don't like David Lynch. But
right, David Lynch is dope. I like David Lynch.
But they did everything they could with that first original one, and I can see all of the influences of that first original one in this trailer. I can see all of it.
Right.
So cross your fingers, folks. Anything
that's why I kind of give it. I'm like, I mean, one of the reasons I have HBO Max is so I can watch these movies plus the other stuff that's on HBO Max. But I'm a fan. And I love the visuals of this movie. I like the people that's in it because I'm a fan of all the actors pretty much. So, I mean, I know Warner Brothers is, stacking the deck, but sometimes you got to stack the deck to get people in the theaters. So
yeah, I mean, if you Warner Brothers, you're going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Now we're going to talk about something that we're all really excited about coming up in just a few months on December 11th. We've got
Geekmas!
Yeah.
Yeah!
Tell us about it.
So Geekmas is going to be a amazing con here in the area, and we are going to have a holiday themed cosplay contest, which I'm really excited about. And we're going to have local business vendors and geeks of all shapes and sizes coming in and hanging out. We've got some really cool guests that we're going to be slowly announcing, and some really cool vendors. And I'm really excited.
You can announce Charles.
So Charles D. Moissant is he does horror illustrations, and he looks like a real character. He looks like a lot of fun. And so he's gonna be one of our guests for the event, and I'm excited to meet him.
And you guys can find all of that information out. Go to Geekmas 2021. Just type that in on Facebook and find out all the information. Also, you can find all of our stuff at Fanatics and the Fan on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Check us next time. We're going to talk about some upcoming video game stuff. Just so much video game stuff coming out between now and Geekmas. We're going to have electronic arts video game stuff presented to you by the Electronic Gaming Arts Media Expo. They are sponsoring our electronic arts for Geekmas, as they do every year. We love having them. We might try to pull off a tournament. You don't know, but we're going to find out all that stuff on the next time when we're all together. So check us out right here at Fanatics and the Fan.